I'm not dead. Did you think I was? But I'm not. I'm not done with these. And I'm finally doing a One Piece one. And we're one more away until we get to Paramount War. So I'm really excited because then we'll get to New World. And oh man. That means we're at the halfway point. We are almost at the halfway point of One Piece in these reviews. It's crazy. So let's just get into it, as the kids say. So the story of Impel Down is that Luffy is leaving the Island of Women to go to Impel Down. He's warned by multiple different people that this is going to be very challenging, and he has already faced challenges from the very beginning of this arc, because to only get into Impel Down, he has to use Boa Hancock to sneak in there. Not only that, he has to get to Ace, where he is hidden at the bottom level of Impel Down, because the prison goes from the first to all the way to the 5th floor of where Ace is held, so it's not very easy for him to get to the top of the bottom, because this prison has never been infiltrated before. Nobody has ever escaped from there. This is a lot more complicated than it seems. So Luffy has to use all the new friends that he makes in Impel Down in order to get to Ace, and chaos ensues. Of course, he's gonna cause a ruckus because it's Luffy. The story of Impel Down, I'd say it's just an okay story. This is only 3 volumes long. I could go into more detail, but that would be giving away some key plot points, which I don't really want to do. I want people to read this because it's only 3 volumes long. And also, for the most part, this is one part of kind of a bigger story for Paramount War, and kind of everything that Sabaody and a little bit before that has led up to. So we're kind of just slowly getting into it. And I don't really want to give too much away because, of course, not a lot happens, but all the important stuff that does happen, you just need to see for yourself. So I think that this story is just okay. I don't think that it's the best that One Piece has to offer, but I don't think it's the worst. I don't think it's like Skypiea or anything like that. So I'm going to say that this story was just average this time around. Now, of course, we have Luffy. All the Straw Hats are separated, so we don't have the rest of the crew. So, who is a part of Luffy's team this time? Well, he meets up with, once again, Buggy the Clown, the same villain who we faced all the way back in the East Blue. It's crazy, right? We get to see a huge difference between him, like him now, and from what he was back in East Blue. He's not as powerful, and he really isn't that much stronger, but we still get to see him now, and I thought that that was really funny, and I thought it was really cool to see how he's changed, which it really wasn't a lot, but I still liked it. Then again, we get to see Mr. 3, which we didn't get to see him since Baroque Works, which was pretty far back too. So that was cool to see him once again, and he actually helped out Luffy quite a lot too. And finally, we get to see Mr. 2, or Bon Clay as he's known, which, that was really cool. We finally get to see what happened to him after Baroque Works, and that's really cool how Oda brought back these characters from the past, and I thought that that was really interesting, because for the most part, we get to see a lot of older characters show back up, but at the same time, we get all these newer characters that are also just as cool. So, I'd say that there's a good balance, and all these characters helped out Luffy in one way or the other, and they weren't useless, but they were also really entertaining for those who weren't specifically trying to help Luffy. And so I really did like these guys, and so I'd say that the characters this time around were top-notch. There weren't that many main characters, which was really good. And all the minor characters didn't get a lot of time, and all of the important characters got the most time, and that was really cool. So I'd say that this arc was really good for its amount of character time. Now, if you want to go to the last video and look exactly what my thoughts are about the art for this time, I'd say it's also really similar to Sabaody's arc. I have similarly the same thoughts. I still like it, not as much, because I see Oda trying to experiment with more lines and stuff, and I do really like what he's trying to go for. But the most part, it's not as good as Enies Lobby, but I'm also very biased about that. So, yeah, I'd say that, but the art is still good. They're still great. Now, typically, I would go into more detail, and normally I do go into more detail with my One Piece reviews, but the fact of the matter is that this is only 3 whole volumes. Only volumes 54 to 56, my bad, are the ones that have this entire arc, and so it doesn't take very long to read this, and so I can't go into too much detail with it, because, for one, it's not the most important, like, arc to begin with, but at the same time, it's something that it's not very long, so I don't really have much meat to get into, and so I don't have a lot to base my rating off of, but I do say that it's one of the better arcs. I think it's better than Thriller Bark. I do say that. But I also think that it's not as important as what Paramount War is. Paramount War, I'll go into more detail, but this is not a very important arc. It's just kind of in between Sabaody, which was an important arc, and Paramount War, which was very important. This had important moments, but it wasn't that important. So, with that in mind, I'm going to give Impel Down an 8 out of 10. And I think that that's pretty fitting for this. Hey, you, I think you want to buy this. You probably do. So here's the thing. Impel Down, only 3 volumes. I've said that multiple times and throughout the entire video. I don't think I annoyed you enough with it, so I'll say it again. There's 3 volumes of it. You can get them in a 3-in-1. The crappy Viz Media 3-in-1s that you can get, I hate those things. They're not good. Don't get them. I mean, you could get them in that, or you could pick them up in the single volumes, which would cost you like $30. But if you want the better deal, I suggest you pick up this. It's a 3rd box set for One Piece, which includes Thriller Bark all the way into New World, which actually gets pretty far into New World, and it ends Punk Hazard. So, I'd say you should go for it. That's my suggestion. But also, if you need to pick it up in the single volumes, I understand. Go and buy the single volumes if you want to. Just, if you want to go buy it, those are your choices. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching. You're really cool. And if you think that I'm really cool, you could subscribe if you want. You can also follow me on Twitter. I don't use it a lot, but hey, I post on there at least like once a year, maybe. But also, if you want to see more videos, I currently am working on quite a few bigger videos right now, so I haven't been able to get as many reviews out. But Impel Down kind of took me a while, and you know, I finally just got everything together, and so I'm working on this. So, but Impel Down, of course, was also really fun to read. Don't get me wrong, and there's more good stuff on the way. Trust me, the month of April, this month's theme for April is going to be amazing. Trust me, I swear. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. I'm bleeding.